Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you with us again today. We're going to be doing a tool, one of our wood carving tools. We're going to be carving a face on it today, and we're going to show you an example that you can do of a long mustache guy with lots of hair. And so that's what we're going to try to do today. And something fun, if you have a wood carving friend, or if their birthday's coming up, it'd be a neat little present to do, is to carve them a face in a wood carving tool. So let's get started today. We're going to be using our bench knife and about a 1/8 number 2 V tool here. And again, it's just the same principle that we use on getting started with any face. We get our center lines. There's our line that goes down, then the eye mound and the nose mound line. So let's get started here and see how this goes today. Now again, I don't know what type of wood this is, but we've been letting this kind of soak in some water and alcohol solution, and to kind of soften the wood. It's helped it some, but again, I don't know what this type of wood is. So anyway, as long as your tools are sharp, you shouldn't have no trouble carving a face into this tool handle. And again, always safety first. Make sure when you're working with a smaller project, you always want to be aware of your fingers are a lot closer than you are on a regular rough out, or a block of wood that's 2 inches thicker or more. And so we're getting our planes started, our eye planes, our nose, and now we're going to create the ridge of the nose by coming with our blade and coming up here along the side there, and we create a little peak there. All right, so now let's make this a little deeper. But now we're going to make a mustache on this guy. And so we're going to come in now and using our number 2 gouge, micro gouge, it's dockyard, and come in and get rid of those 2 cuts we made to create the bridge of the nose. And cleaning this area up here. So I start here where I went with my gouge, and I come out here and I'm going to clean this area up because this is going to create the eye area. Widen our eye stance here. All right, let's take a look at that there. All right, good. Now I'm going to come down through here and just take your time. Again, the wood is going to be kind of tricky through here. It's not like basswood. You can pretty depend on it. But all right, so just make a few cuts like this here. All right, so now let's come in here and bring in our stop cut for the smile line. Of course, this is also going to be part of his mustache. And we're going to probably make this a pretty long mustache. At least we're hoping. Put our stop cut in by the side of the nose. That way we can create the wing of the nose. And using the tip of your knife, by going up to your stop cut that you created there for the nose, for the nose of the wing of the nose. All right. And again, our rule of 3 small cuts are better than 1 large cut on a lot of things. So just take your time through here, because again, even though your tools are sharp, you never know when the wood's going to give away. So just be cautious, be aware of your cuts. All right, again, we're visiting our areas here of our 3 planes. Now whether you're just carving a regular mouth on here, an open mouth, it doesn't matter. We've got to have our 3 planes, and whether you're carving a mustache or not, always have that nearby to have those 3 planes there. Let's drop this head back a little bit, and we're going to create the forehead area. Then we're going to take our 3/16 V, soft V, and split his eyebrows. That way he doesn't have a unibrow. And we're going to come up in here now and extend the smile lines up into the nose. Give that more natural look. Alrighty. Again, make your noses pretty good size because you can always make them smaller. Again, we have to really watch our hand placement because we're working with a smaller piece, just like we did a while back with the little wind spirits we did in the pencil. Again, if you have a piece of wood that is a little hard, you know, whether it's basswood or whatever, take you about 70% alcohol that you get over the counter and put it in a bottle and spray on your carving, and it really helps open up the grain of the wood, and it carves a whole lot better. All right, look over your carving, you know, make sure. And now we're going to come in here. Again, I visit this dental mound quite often. And again, you don't want your faces looking flat. Do all the work. And if you don't have this area around here good and rounded, I don't care how well everything else looks, your face is just going to look a little too flat. All right, so now we're going to come down here. We're going to extend our mustache. And again, now I'm using just the tip of my knife, and I'm coming down through here, making that stop cut. And now I'm going to come the other way, creating, this will be the outside edge of the mustache. Okay. Let's come down on the other side here, create the outer edge of the mustache. And we may make one longer and shorter. It's your carving. Carve it however you like. So I'm going to come in here and deepen that line right there. And there we go. Finally let go. Again, don't get in a hurry, because when you get in a hurry, that's when things don't turn out so hot. All right, so now to show you here, we're going to put a part in his hair. This will be the part right here. And then, of course, the hair will be down this way, and he'll comb it over and things like that here in a little bit. And we're going to take our 1/8 V, put that dividing line right there. And we're going to come back later on and put in the hair up there. All right, so now let's come down here and make the inner part of the mustache toward the mouth. And I'm going to come down through here and making that cut. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see where you started. This grain closes up pretty fast, seems like it. Again, I'm choking up on my knife because I want to keep complete control at all times. All right, let's do some relief in here. Let's make this thing stand out, this mustache stand out a little more. All right, he's starting to take shape. Now you can paint these, you know, or you can just stain your carving, but might add a little paint to it, you know, might make it even pop even more. And so, anyway, we're going to come down through here and break this up. Now the grain's kind of tearing on me right here, so what do? We're going to go back the other way and see what will happen. It's working better with me this way. Again, I'm using a pulling cut toward me, but again, I'm using short strokes to have better control. All right, let's stop and let you get a look at him there. And sometimes I get to carve and I get me in my zone of carving and I forget to show you things. So, all right, let's continue to make this, the mouth area, just a little deeper. right in here. And taking our knife and making our cut. All right. Very good. Okay, let's put an ending point here to his mustache. It's got to end somewhere. Maybe the next one we'll do will go all the way down. To the handle, or where the tool inserts into the handle. All right. Now I'm going to come in here now and make a pretty decent sized cut for the mouth area. And we want to give this mouth some action. Okay, now I'm going to come here on the side a little bit and sink in the temple. All right, narrow that face up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to take our pencil and we're going to draw in, we're going to have a regular open eye. Using our pencil to draw in our upper eyelid. All right, we're going to go back to our 1/8 V. And again, we are just tracing right on top of those two lines we drew. Okay. Jump across the bridge of the nose. Let's go over here and do the same thing using your thumb as pivot. All right. Again, with this type of wood, you may have to revisit this area some. And now we want to make sure our nose doesn't go that high up into the forehead. So bring that nose down a little bit. All right, now we're going to do our 3 cuts to each eye. 6 cuts to each eye, excuse me. And we start here in the corner. Of course, the deepest part of your eye is near the tear duct and near the bridge of your nose. Okay, and there's one. It took a few cuts to get this stuff out of here. It's pretty tight stuff. All right. And we may have to come back there and visit that corner here in a minute. But let's go over here to this side. Put our 3 cuts. Our 3 cuts here. Okay. Let's take our knife now and bring our stop cut on top of that eyeball to give some depth into the eye area. Again, just using the tip. Don't sink it in too much. You could break the fibers of the wood that's up in there, and that will shorten your span of your eye there if you do that. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and make this a little deeper, run it through here. All right, now we're going to come in and make the bottom eyelid. Start from the outside edge and work our way in. turn it outside, working our way in. Create some happy lines here. All right, now let's come in and put in some eyebrows, and we're gonna, again, just using the very tip of our V tool here and putting in our eyebrows. And then I'm going to come in here with our 1/8 and put just a little bit of action right there where the mouth would be, just to give it a little bit of the, show some mouth action going on there. All right, I'd say that's not too bad looking. And so we're going to come in here now and think about where did we put hair at on a guy like this. And so we're going to start here and put some hair, and of course on the mustache itself, just like on our finished piece here. You can see up here in the camera. And anyway, so yeah, he's coming alive. All right, so let's come in here and let's make some. Now we're using the V tool because it gives it a more rougher look. Again, U-gouges is for women's hair and any hair that you want to try to soften its texture. So it'd be like Santa's hair, if you like. And again, we're just all over him. And let's start here, work our way up to the nose. Let's come down this way. All right, come in here and get rid of all these little stragglies, all those hairs there. Let's start right about here and put some in just below where his cheekbone would be. Bring those down. And again, remember just to relax and to breathe and enjoy your carving. And don't compare, again, your carvings to other people's. You know, you're going to get to that point to where you're not going to have to worry about what other people think about your carvings. If you like it, that's what counts. And so, people ask, say, oh, this don't look like so-and-so's, or this don't look like yours. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to look like yours. And carve every day. Carve every day. All right, so let's put a little bit down here. It's coming up to the bottom lip. Again, if you're going to do a tool, now these are Ramelson tools. Again, you may have to skin off some of the varnish, the finish they have, or you may not. You may just dive right in. But anyway, again, this is going to be just a little of a challenge because very, very tight, very. This may be ash. I just don't know what type of wood this is. But anyway, whatever. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter as long as it turns out to be a good carving that you like. All right, so now let's put in some hair up here. And create some action here. Because anytime you hand carve something and you give it to someone, you hope it means a lot to them. And, you know, you put your time, you put a little bit of piece yourself into that carving. I don't care if it's what type of carving it is. You've put part of yourself into it and left a little bit of yourself in that carving. And that's what's fun about it. I looked at a carving the other day. I did a potato masher for a friend of mine, and she gave it to her some years ago, and like, oh yeah, let me take that back. Let me redo that one for you. It's like, no, don't you dare, you know. But anyway, but yeah, we always can be better at what we're doing. So, but anyway, to get better, you got to keep practicing. All right, well, I tell you what, that's kind of it gives you an idea how you can carve a face, and we're going to deepen that there to give it some more depth right there in that mouth. And now, if you're going to paint it, that's fine, but let's say you don't want to. Well, what are we going to do with these eyes? And because they look kind of, you know, buggy. And so we're going to take a, this is a little bit too big. Here we are. Let me get this little fella right here. And we're going to put in the pupil. And I go halfway, almost touching the bottom lid. And I'll wiggle that tool in. And it's not going to show much action there until you wiggle it. There we go. So if you want to go this route, you can. Be careful that you don't damage your tool, but do a little wiggling right there. Oh, he's looking up like he's watching something flying over. And of course, you know, you got to put in these nostrils and turn him upside down. Get your thumb placement there, give you a guide, and go in, cut that in, cut that in. And come under, and undercut that to create a shadow. All right. Got one more thing to do here, and then we're going to wrap this guy up, but we need to put just a little bit more action right here in the bridge of the nose, and trying to hold it like a pencil. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Again, get rid of any of your tool marks. Look him over really good. And I hope this has been a fun project for you. And it has been for me. It's, again, it is a way that you can do something nice for someone that is a wood carver. And again, if you don't have success at the first time doing this, why, don't give up. Just keep trying. And but again, keep your tools good and sharp for particularly this type of wood, and anything that's really tight grain like this. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it, and please subscribe and hit the like bell, and we'll see you real soon, and happy carving.